How you doing? And welcome back to Soundwaves Christmas. I'm Dennis Willis, and I'm very happy to share the stage with a gentleman. This is Randy Myers. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Randy is not a rock star in the band sense, but dude, you are involved in so many cool things. We'll tell everybody how we know each other. In my other life, I'm a film critic, and so are you, sir.
Yes.
We are both members of, and you are the president of the San Francisco Film Critics Circle. And I am a proud card-carrying member of the Film Critics Circle, and you forgot your card.
I forgot my card.
You know what?
Isn't that's pathetic,
I know.
huh?
Chasta's giving you the face right now. She's like, hey. But people always ask me, you know, like, you get to see the movies early. How do you vote? How does it all work? So let's let them in on the process to a degree.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing process. How we do it, Dennis, is, you know, we go in, we get screeners sent to us, and we also go to a lot of the screenings.
And that's the good part.
That's the good part.
Right.
But they come in all at once. So like this morning, before I started at 5:30 this morning watching a movie. Wonderful
Wow.
thing to do. But
Yeah.
we get stockpiled with watching a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But this year there's so many great ones.
Right.
It's
yeah.
hard to say how
is.
we could limit that.
Well, you know, it's like I was saying, the way to cheat is to wait for the race to solidify a little bit, and you go, okay, well, I know I have to see that one now. But he's not kidding. Like, in years past, now correct me if I'm wrong, but like when I first joined, I've been on a part of the group for like 5 or 6 years now. But at first, it was awesome. It was like September things started rolling in, and then October. And now you're well into November, and there's no trickle. The truck backs up to your house. Like, you come home, and there's a stack like this, and I'm like, I just got 20 movies to watch. It's like, where do you start, you know?
Yeah, it's really hard because what you try to do is what I've discovered is really helps me is that we get now screeners that are sent to us, online screeners, and I try to go through those, but it is a real, since we have that access, that it's coming in a little later. But I think it's also, studios realize that if you see something really current, it's going to stick in your mind a little bit.
That's true.
More.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
And then once a year, we get together in a room with all of the other critics in the group, and that's where the fun begins, right?
That's where you get a lively conversation going
Definitely.
on. And this last year it wasn't as, let's say, contentious.
There were some spirited moments, but you're
spirited
right.
moments.
Generally, half the room is old school, and half the room is like, yes, let's
Gets
push
right
cinema
into it.
as far as we can.
Yes.
And the other half doesn't like that.
No. So this year, I think we're going to get into a really good conversation about
Right.
it. I think it's going to be pretty enthusiastic about what each individual wants to have. and talk
Excellent,
about.
excellent.
Yeah.
So welcome to our world. But the other reason I wanted to have you on is because, as you know, we talk about nonprofits here on this show, and we try to shine a light on them. And it seems like every time I look at your Facebook page, you are running in a race, and you're riding your bike in a marathon, or you're giving to a cause. I mean, you're really walking the walk. What are some of the things in the Bay Area you care about?
Yeah, there's a lot that I actually care about. Right now, I work over at Equinox as well, and I'm participating in something called Cycle for Survival, which raises money for rare cancers. And I'm the Berkeley team captain for Equinox, and we have a team called Berkeley Crunchola, which is kind of fun.
That is.
But that's something that I do, and so it's a great event. It happens on February 8th through 10th coming up. So I do that. I've done the AIDS ride, AIDS Life Cycle ride, probably I think 5 times. And so
a few
I started
times.
off, I started off with never riding a bike the first time.
Really?
Well, not riding a bike for great distances, but fell in love with it. So a lot of different things, and like you and I have talked to. I think bullying is a big for any sort of charitable. Anybody who's ever felt bullied, I feel very compassion, empathy for that as well.
Is that something you experienced?
Yeah, well,
I mean, to a degree, everybody does, but
and I think also being, when you're an out gay man too, I think that can happen
Well,
at the
sure,
same time.
sure, yeah.
So I think that's, there's a bunch of different things that happen with that. So if you can help kids in any way who are feeling bullied.
I love that my son is 12, and I love that he hasn't really dealt with that a whole lot. The culture now, I think, around the idea of anti-bullying is different than when we were growing up. When I grew up, every day I was sport for the big kids after school. Like literally every day, I'd have to find a new way to get home. And that kind of messes with you after a while. That messes with you, and it sticks with you long after you fight back. I got it to stop by fighting back physically, but it's still one of those things that, like, a decade later, you're still kind of recounting how that feels. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. That voice is in your head.
Sure.
And if we can do anything to help a kid, go through that, feel like you are okay, you're accepted. That's probably one of the greatest gifts that you can give.
Absolutely. You are just, you're one of my personal heroes because you're out there doing it, and you're walking the walk. And I think, as just a good human, you're just a great example about, like, I believe in this, so I'm going to do this. And I think more of us should do that. So good on you, man.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on the show. Have a great holiday season.
You too.
And get out and see movies so we can all talk about it on Facebook.
Go see Roma.